So the next perspective I want to dive into, which I did not really get the chance to give my perspective on, I'm giving it now. So here it goes. Noah Lyles. So Noah Lyles, essentially, he said that every time that he sees the NBA win a championship, it just says world champions. And then he said they're not champions of the world. Okay. And, it was a lot of big hoopla about that. And here's my perspective on it. Noah Lyles, he plays an individual sport that's based all around him. Okay. He doesn't play a team sport. Okay. He doesn't. I mean, he did his thing in his own sport individually, but at the end of the day, it's all about him. It literally has nothing to do with the USA. So he's going to be extremely more about himself more than anything. So he's not going to understand the NBA. And if anything, to be honest with you, I haven't really heard any teams say that they're world champions in a while. So what kind of sense does that make? It doesn't. Plus, and on top of that, during that time, the US, they were also playing for their country in terms of the NBA. They did send some players down there. So does that make them not world champions if they were to have won? Now they lost, but does that make Noah Lyles right? No, it doesn't. Because you want to know why? Because the NBA, they didn't send their best players. They didn't send Steph Curry. They didn't send Kevin Durant. They didn't send. They didn't send John Morant. They didn't send Kawhi Leonard. So, they didn't send Paul George or Kyrie Irving. All right. They sent some second to, you know, middle of the pack players, okay, in terms of where they're at, top 10 to 25 players in the league. So to me, I think that, that just doesn't make any sense for Noah Lyles to say something like that. And obviously, the NBA, they would obviously buy into it because they want to make the NBA more global. Okay. They want to try and set up tournaments against other countries. I mean, just think about it. This was being talked about everywhere after the US lost. It was. Did it deserve to be? No, it didn't. No, Lyles, he wasn't correct. He was wrong. But people, they got to ask themselves, why was he literally the person to say this? And what did this have to do with his sport? Nothing. Literally nothing. Plus, when you think about it, all of the past MVPs have gone to foreigners. They have. Embiid, Jokic twice, then you got Giannis. Now, I'm not saying that no Americans didn't deserve it, right? Or those players didn't deserve it, because they definitely did put on the numbers. But we do see where things are headed in terms of what the NBA is trying to do. And the question is if the best players in the NBA are mostly black or American black, would we be able to beat everybody else in all the other countries? Yes, we would. It's just the facts. Just think about this. Everybody in the world, they all try to come to the NBA to play against the best of the best, which is in the NBA. Okay? That's what everybody's goal is, from China to Turkey to France. Everybody, they are all trying to get to the NBA. You want to know why? Because that's where the best of the best players are. Nobody is going over to France to go and try and play over in their league to be considered the best of the best over there. Nobody does that. Everybody's going directly to the NBA. If you're great enough in talent to go to the NBA, you want to try to go and play for either one of the teams in the NBA. So, yes, the NBA players, they are world champions because basically the best of the best is right where they need to be, which is in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't any good players outside of the US. There are tons of them. So that's my perspective on the situation with Noah Lyles. As far as when LeBron James said that he would bring on all the other players to come and play, honestly, I don't think I want to see LeBron James play for the USA. All right. We've seen him play at least 3 times, 3 or 4 times. Okay. He's trying to like summon himself as the Avengers or something like that. Okay. I think that LeBron James, I mean, he's just basically just trying to bring on more publicity to himself. Okay. He was like, I'll grab Steph, I'll get KD, I'll get this person and that person to come play Donovan Mitchell and Damian Lillard. Okay. But nobody asked LeBron to do that at all. All right. And besides, if anything, he shouldn't be playing just off the fact of him being pretty old at this point. Shouldn't he want somebody else to take the spotlight or the time and be able to elevate themselves in the Olympics? He should. But again, he wants to make the spotlight about him. So he decided to include himself for something that nobody even asked him to do. All right. Talking about I was on the phone with this person, that person. When at the end of the day, nobody really cared who you were on the phone with. And why did you have to make that known? Just go in the 2024 Olympics. That's all you got to do. You were literally doing the most. It's just the facts. And are we going to win next year? Yes, of course. Okay, because the NBA, They're going to send their best players. If anything, I would replace LeBron James with either Jimmy Butler or Jason Tatum for next year's Olympics. All right. And as far as the NBA, obviously they want this to happen because it seems like they want things to become more and more global. And to me, it's just not needed for it to go that way, especially as I said before, the best of the best are in the US. So that's my perspective on this topic. Have a good one.